And we welcome you back to once again another lovely adventure of our top 5 series. And once again, we're keeping on going from the best alphabetical order we can, and we are headed to those boys right there. We are headed to those boys in Columbus with the Columbus Blue Jackets. I'm wearing the reverse retro, so I'm geared up and ready to go with this one. Not a lot to go by, but there is a lot of knickknacks going with the Columbus Blue Jackets. And as always, if you're enjoying this top 5 series and everything else we do on this crazy channel, there's that thing called the subscribe button. Hit that if you want to be alerted for all the new stuff. As always, we do appreciate you. We do variety on this show. But this top 5 series continues. Now, as always, we try to do a little bit of homework on here, and we just try to do our best. And how we do that is we go through the lovable thing that we'd like to call the NHL uniform database. You can see that it has basically all the time frames and all the jersey templates that they did all through the years. It is a fun gadget to go by. I would definitely check that out. There's a couple others you can find, but definitely check that out as if you get an idea. Now, one of the cool things about it is that you get to see some of the jersey concepts, and you get a chance to see if you're a jersey collector and see if there's anything that you can find down the road in the world of the lovable thing we call the interweb. The Columbus Blue Jackets came in that big nice little batch in 1998, 99, and they came in 2000, and they've been around for 25 some years right now, and they still have a lot to prove. They got a nice fan base. It's Columbus. It's about the 10th, 11th, right about that area. Biggest city in the U.S. It's home to the Ohio State University. Yay. And, they got a good fan base. They've got a good test. They have a good product. They just need all that youth to come around and try to get that one person. They have one person in the retired list, and that's Rick Nash. Everybody knows how great Rick Nash was. So I want to go by and just try to do, what exactly do you remember of the Columbus Blue Jackets? Well, you got all these things with the patches, but this right here is the Columbus Blue Jackets that I remember. I remember Stinger. It's Stinger. This is when they were going to make the jerseys. This was supposed to be on the front, whether it was the head, the whole thing. That's what it was. And instead, we got this. We got the actual CBG logo that the creators of the Blue Jackets decided to go by, and it still did fairly decent. Then I just saw this, and I just saw they did a nice little colorization of the Canon logo that they use sometimes. I'm gonna tell you right now, people in Columbus, I would use that. I would definitely use that ahead of time. So there's a lot of the stuff that go by. They don't have a whole heck of a lot of jerseys, but they mostly went on pretty much a solidification of this logo. And they had and then when they started, they had the white jerseys for their home, blue for the road, and then finally they circulated when they went to the dark colors for the home jerseys and all that. But it didn't have a lot to go by, because if we look back here, if we look into the actual thing, you go to 2000, we go, well, let's see, 1, 2, we go to 3, and then they changed over to their star and flag logo in 2007. They actually added it in 2000, in the end of 2006, 2007, when they put that third jersey out, which is actually the inspiration for the for the reverse retro. But we'll get to that in just a second. Now, in all things, they did a lot of weird things. Like I have this reverse retro, and there was this one here. This was the first reverse retro that came out, and it did okay, but you throw the whole thing off of you, the Columbus Blue Jackets, and you're wearing a red jersey. It did okay, but it was also the pandemic year, so don't forget that. Not a lot of people saw them, but people will try to buy jerseys that are just offset and totally messed up. And some of them during the pandemic, during that first run of the reverse retros, people will try to scarf them up because they can be relics. I'm going to throw this, and I'm actually going to go immediately right to this year's Stadium Series. And I'll tell you what, I should put this in my top 5 because this is actually better than anything they've ever had right now. I wish they would, but that Canon logo, if there's anything negative about this jersey, I'm not going to lie, that Canon logo is massive. It is just huge. But They have the CBJ logo on one, the Stadium Series on the other shoulder. The silver, that real sparkly, shiny silver on the sleeves. Some people didn't like the sleeves on those, and the little red trim. It's almost Seattle Kraken esque, but I do not mind this jersey, and when it's the associate and the actual captains, you got the state of Ohio with the C and the A on it. That is Cleveland Barron ish. Go look that up. So I really like this. I actually put this in an A tier for once, but I will get to my top five, and my top five isn't really crazy. You can actually mix these all around, and I'm just going to go immediately. I'm going to go immediately with the home jersey. I mean, I'm going to just go all like absolute variations of it. I'm not going to go hardcore into the Reebok to the Adidas era with all the trim down the sides. I'm going from Reebok Edge to the Adidas Climb a Light there already. Prime Ground, not messing with that. But it is simple, clean on the bottom, the trim down the bottom. You got the stars on the side. This is an easy jersey that go by. I do not have the road in this because there is nothing crazy about their home and road. But the home, it's 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 easy identity for the city of Columbus. I will go that at number five. Number four, I'm actually going to go this retro jersey. This is going dating back to the original days of 2000, all the way to 2007. But this had Stinger on the shoulders. That is the main reason why kind of I like this jersey. And they had the original CBJ stick logo in the middle, which did pick up a little bit. I mean, people in Columbus had to really like pick it up a little bit, be like, I don't know what that is. I thought it was Stinger going to be on the front, and they slowly picked up on a part, picked up on it. But this jersey's a relic now, 20 years old. This is a relic now, and it's also going to go to. It's actually going to go to number three, and that's actually just the blue one. When this also had Stinger on the shoulders, this was actually an Adidas jersey that they made, and this was in fact the 20th anniversary of that, and they wore it a few times here and there. And but people are going to remember Stinger. That's just the main thing about that entire thing. That is what people remember when the city of Columbus got this team. It's only their second major team in that city. They have Columbus Crew and Major League Soccer. This is the only other thing they got. This is it. You want to count Ohio State as your professional team, go right ahead if you want. We know how invested they are. But I will go the easy way with the blue one, number three. And I'll tell you what, number two is going to be the one I'm wearing right now, and it's actually going to be the second reverse retro. And you actually have to go back, and you know what? I'm just going to go back right now and just go back and find the actual thing for that, and it was actually that template right there, and it's actually the inspiration for where that came from. All it was just about two tones of blue and nothing major like that on it. And they just basically just changed this and just made one thing. Because if you look real close, the sleeves were black, so they just basically swapped the colors almost. It did okay. It's one of those reverse retros. It did okay. It didn't really blow up on anything like that, but it was Columbus. It still has a lot to prove on that. Still a sharp looking jersey, but I can't go wrong with number one. And I think a lot of people in like the fan base of Columbus, I mean, I am almost to the point they're going hardcore on the Canon. Now, if I actually switch and go back, let me just hit my button here. They actually started using the that Canon jersey in 2010. And I am literally sitting here going, what are you waiting for? This logo, go figure. We know who the identity is for Columbus, but the cannon has been its staple. They blow the cannon every time they score a goal. And when they hear AC/DC and they go and they shoot the cannon, that is Columbus. And a lot of people wondering, like, when's Columbus going to make that big run? Well, they had that big run when they defeated the Tampa Bay Lightning in the first round and finally got to the second round that one year. But this right here, if you made this, kept this your number one home jersey, and you made that road and you made it like a cream color, which is basically what that is, make that the road, you're set. I don't even care if you make this your third jersey. But in a way of speaking, that is my number one. And I'll tell you what, I am not I don't even understand why you just don't go to that, because you're not going to move the team. Nationwide Arena is going to be around for a while. So this is Columbus we're talking about. What was your favorite? Do you remember any of those? Do you remember Stinger? Do you remember all these concepts that you see all the time on the internet? Throw a comment in, put your thing out. You made it to the end. I appreciate you. Thumbs up, chuck a like, throw anything that you need to do. I'm going to get my butt out of here. And if I recall correctly, I have to go back and just see what I'm going. It looks like I'm going to Dallas next. So, guys, it is appreciation of you that shows up here and hangs out on our top 5 series. I will see all you legends in the next one. And if I recall correctly, let me see. That guy right there. That guy, that Stinger, that is who I remember of anything in the Columbus Blue Jackets. That that's the Blue Jackets I remember. See you in the next one.